Good evening everyone. Newcastle United have came away with a 2-0 win over Athletic Club Bilbao. You can see a lot of the Bilbao fans, they've been dotted around the city centre. I've seen them this morning. There's quite a few numbers of them. A hell of a lot more than what Barcelona brought. So safe trip to all of those who are making the journey back home tonight and tomorrow. And obviously they've got a good connection with us down the years, the UEFA Cup. Of course, the friendly not so long ago as well, and now the night. And it was, I have to say, it was easy. Was it easy? It was easy-ish for Newcastle for large chunks of that game, and some of the Newcastle fans are applauding some of the Bilbao fans just up there as well. But I thought that was fairly easy for Newcastle. I think the last 15 minutes, Bilbao knew that they had nothing to lose and had to come out a little bit, and you know, we were more or less just protecting that lead, I felt. But obviously, we're all eyes on the lineup. How many would Eddie Howe change from the disaster at the weekend? That the way atmosphere was flat, the performance from the team was flat. There was only 2 changes. Emil Kraft drops out, and then Kieran Trippier, and of course Harvey Barnes came in as well. First half, I'll talk about Bilbao dead quickly. They had a couple of chances. They hit the post with a rocket of a shot, and also the goalkeeper as well. Nick Pope was forced into leg save. Apart from that, they didn't really offer too much of a great deal. Newcastle, on the other hand, obviously we had a few chances. Joelinton, we obviously scored the goal through what a header, by the way. What a bloody hell header that was. Just Dan Burn coming on the back, woof, like that. Top corner, unbelievable. Haven't even seen the replay back. I'm looking forward to seeing that replay. And so we're 1-0 up, good. We had a few chances, I say, and other than the 2 chances that Bilbao had, I have to say it was pretty comfortable, even though some performances were left to desire. I thought I would like to see the wingers get more involved. Obviously, I thought Gordon was poor yet again. His form needs to improve. Like he's not playing the best of football, and obviously he's been saving it for the Champions League. Well, he didn't need. He got injured just before half time, and Jacob Murphy came on, and then Barnes went over to the other side. But I even thought Barnes was quiet. I think it was better than Gordon, don't get me wrong, because I think Gordon was having a bit of a mare. Midfield 3, obviously Bruno did all right. The neat, obviously he was subbed off because obviously he's been ill. There's an illness going around, and hopefully that's the end of that. Joelinton, much better from him. Obviously he got the goal. He couldn't miss second half, could he? And he's obviously been dropped from the latest Brazilian squad as well, so that'll hurt him. So that was a much better performance. I think he can still go on another level. Valdemar showed some nice touches, some nice flicks. He was more involved than the other Neat against West Ham. But and obviously the other positive is Dan Burn coming off. Well, that's not a positive, sorry. Lewis Hall coming on was a positive for Dan Burn. Dan Burn, I think, was just a little bit of a niggle, and it was just safe to take him off. But Lewis Hall was just showing a few signs that going forward that he's got the ability to move around in small little pockets and small spaces when it looks tight, and he can get the ball through in clever little balls. And hopefully we'll see more of Lewis Hall in the weekend against Brentford. But as I say, pretty comfortable. Last 15 minutes, yeah, Nick Pope better force 1 or 2 saves, but for me it was fairly easy, I have to say, apart from the last 15 minutes. And if you asked me that Newcastle would be sitting on 9 points after 4 games, I would have said no chance. Because we looked at the teams, we looked at the draw of the Champions League, we thought, that's a tough draw for Newcastle, because you take out Union out of that, they're all established European sides. But Newcastle have now got 9 points in 4 games. Only Barcelona have beaten us, and we've got 3 clean sheets in there as well. So you can't really ask. I think that solidates Newcastle for top 24 place. Obviously, as you remember, top 8 will go through automatically. Next 16 will go off against another team for a place in the next round. So I think that puts Newcastle more or less into that last 24. But there'll be aims for Newcastle to finish in the top 8, because a couple of away fixtures coming up now in the Champions League. Obviously we've still got Marseille to come, we've still got Paris back at home against PSV, and then away again for the final fixture. So things are looking really, really rosy for Newcastle in the Champions League. Some of the Bilbao fans are coming out singing, and fair play to them. But look, we've got to turn that form into the Premier League, and I sound like a broken record, because I did the video up in the car park saying after the Benfica win, right, we've got to go on and kick on. We've got 3 home wins, and then we just fell apart at West Ham. So now we're back down London again this weekend, and we've got to put that right. We've got to beat Brentford, start climbing that Premier League table. Do you remember last season, the away game against Brentford was the turning point for us? I think we were sitting 12th in early December. The questions were being asked of Eddie Howe, including myself in that. And we turned the season around. We went on a mad run, obviously won the cup and plummeted, went right up the league. That's the wrong terminology, but you know what I mean. We rocketed up the Premier League. I'll use rocket since it's been there, since it's bonfire night. But all the sparks, all the fireworks come from the Toon End as Newcastle United picked up 3 points. The lads have been live. Joe has been live a little bit earlier. If you haven't seen that, watch that for an hour, stick it on the background, drop it a like, and I'll be back with the last word going through a little bit more in detail in the morning for you. But yeah, from St James's Park, we'll love yous and leave yous.